Hi everyone! So today I'm going to do a video showing you guys sort of just a face of the day makeup. So I'm going to do my makeup just in a normal way, not really as a tutorial, just sort of like going through the process. But I'm going to be using a lot of products that I haven't talked to you guys about before and a couple of things that I haven't tried before, so it'll be kind of a first reactions thing. But I wanted to bundle it all in one video instead of spotlighting one product or one technique. So I'm just going to kind of take you guys through what I'm doing, and again, it's not going to be a tutorial. I'm not trying to show you guys how to do anything. I'm just kind of testing out some new things and letting you guys know my reaction to new things as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to use is the Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. And I actually just got this, but I've been using it for maybe 2 weeks because I got a sample at the counter and took that home to be using instead of getting the tube because they were out of my color at the counter. And then I had to get that shipped to my house. So I've been using the sample for a couple weeks and I really, really like it. But what's new is I'm going to be using this Real Technique stippling brush to apply it, which I haven't done at all yet. So I'm still using out of the sample. I just wanted to show you guys what the tube looked like so that when I use that, that's like the official tube. That's what you would buy. So I got a sample in a little pot and I'm going to put some on the back of my hand and use this stippling brush to get all in it and then use that to apply it to my face. I really like the coverage that this foundation gives. It's full coverage. It's fuller coverage than most foundations that I've tried, but I think that's why I like it actually. I like the kind of security that it gives me. Not having to use a ton of concealer with this is really nice, and it just sort of glides over my skin in really the nicest way. So what I'm doing with this stippling brush is just kind of getting it in all the places that I want it, and then I'm blending it out as I go. So like taking a dab and putting it kind of in the general area and then blending it down or up or wherever I need more coverage. In case you're wondering what I'd been doing before using the stippling brush, because I said that I hadn't been using a brush with this, was just taking some of my fingers and kind of, moving it around my face and blending it in with my fingers, which is fine, and that worked for me really well. But I wanted to try this because most people do use a stippling brush with this foundation, and when I've seen other YouTubers wear it with really, really gorgeous results, they've all been using various stippling brushes to apply it. So I wanted to try this out and see sort of how it went, and if I preferred it a lot to using my fingers. And I am finding actually that it's giving me a really, really nice finish by doing it this way. I forgot to mention, but the shade that I'm in is Soft Ivory. I believe they have, I think it's 10 shades of this, but this shade actually fits me really, really well, which I thought was going to be a challenge because usually I'm so fair that it's tough to find foundations that actually do fit my skin tone well, but this actually went off without a hitch. The lady at the counter helped color match me and it was perfect. Next I'm going to take my Benefit Boi-ing concealer in the shade 01, which I've just been using this for a long time. I just really, really like it, and I actually recently hit pan on it. So I might be trying a new concealer at some point soon, but I might just stick with this because I really do like it. I'm just going to apply this on any blemishes and on any darkness underneath my eyes and any redness, just sort of dabbing it on and blending it in with my fingertips. Next I'm going to take my Nars Blush Bronzer Duo in Laguna and Orgasm, and these are definitely not new products. You guys have seen me use these in videos many, many times, but they are old favorites, and I just love this bronzer. I feel like it's the best bronzer that I've ever tried. It fits my skin type really, really well, or my skin tone, I mean, really, really well, and it's not shimmery. I mean, it's a little bit shimmery, but it's not glittery. It doesn't look intentionally like glitter ball bronzer strangeness. And it's perfect for contouring for my skin tone. So I'm going to use a Bare Minerals, this is the Flawless Face Brush. It's basically just a big kabuki brush, and I'm going to just contour with this a little bit in an E shape. So what I like to do for contouring, I realize I feel like I haven't talked to you guys about contouring enough. What I do is I go in an E shape around my face to kind of pronounce my cheekbones and the shape of my forehead. So basically if you go 1, 2, so it's 2 big swipes, but if you were drawing a cursive E, it's like, I hope that makes sense. So just kind of going in through here, out through here, so I'm curving, if I make a kissy face, how it kind of in the hollow of my cheeks here, making that more pronounced is going to lift my cheekbones. And then when I go in through here, it makes it look even bigger right through here. And then up here, it makes my forehead look smaller because it's creating shadows. And that's really what contouring is. It's creating shadows to make certain places look smaller and other places look larger. So it's making my cheeks look more pronounced and the sides of my face a little bit smaller in effect by doing this. And I also like to bring a little bit on the sides of my nose just to make my the bridge of my nose look a little bit more pronounced. I am trying out a new blush brush. I actually tried this out yesterday, so I'm kind of cheating, but I really, really liked it and I wanted to share it with you guys. It is the Real Techniques blush brush, and I just got this at Ulta at the same time as I got the Stippling brush because they were buy one, get one 50% off, and I was not going to pass that deal up. So it's very, very large, actually. My other blush brush that I really like, I have them all right here, is the MAC 116, and you can see that the brush is quite a bit smaller, but I really, really like how fluffy this one is. This one does not have quite as much body. So I really liked how my blushes applied yesterday when I used this blush brush. So I'm just going to swipe a little bit in the product and just sort of buff it out onto my cheeks. I actually feel like this brush gives me a little bit more even application than the MAC 116 does. Maybe it's because it's a little bit more domed. Again, this is kind of more of a flatter profile, I guess. If you go like this, it's very flat and it looks very wide here. This one is just sort of round all around. It's a little bit domed, but I like how kind of streamlined it is, and I think that really helps with the evenness of application of the product. Next, I'm going to take my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the original color. I don't like the colored eyeshadow primers. I feel like they make your eyeshadows just, like, it gives them a weird tint, and I don't like that idea. So I'm just going to take a little teeny tiny dab on my pinky finger, and I would be using my ring finger to make sure that I'm not pressing too hard on my eyelid. You want to always try to use your ring finger because it is your weakest finger, so as not to damage your eyelids at all. But pinky is the next best option, seeing as my ring finger is covered in concealer right now, and I don't really want any concealer on my eyelids. So pinky also isn't very strong, and it definitely isn't going to damage your eyelid if you use your pinky once in a while. It's not, that dangerous of a thing, but I do try to use my ring finger when I can. So I'm just rubbing this all over to create a sticking point for my eyeshadows. I always prime my eyelids when I'm going to be working with shadows. If I'm just doing liner or mascara, even then I'll sometimes prime my eyelids because it makes my eyelids pop a little bit more. It's not really a color, it just makes it more even, which sounds kind of strange, but if your skin is a little bit unevenly colored, which most people's is, most people don't have perfect, the exact same colored skin all over their face, it just makes you look kind of more put together, if that makes sense. So I always prime my lids, regardless of whether I'm using shadow, really. I don't know why I started out with that, but I pretty much always prime my lids with a neutral primer like that. Next, I'm going to take my Mary Kay eyeshadow in Moonstone, and I actually very recently hit pan on this, and I have a backup already. My aunt works at Mary Kay, and she sends me products that I ask for. I look through the catalog, and I'll ask her to send me products, and I actually have a backup of this because I love it so much. It's one of the only Mary Kay products that I have. I have like 4 maybe, and they're all from her. But this one I just love. It's the perfect shimmery. It's a white, but it's in the white family, but it's a very creamy ivory actually with really, really pretty glitter in it, and it's just perfect. If I only have time for one eyeshadow thing, something really quick to just swipe on my lids, this is perfect. It opens up my eyes. It just looks gorgeous all the time, and it still looks pretty natural, even though it is a little bit glittery. I'm going to take this on a flat shader brush, and I talk about this brush in videos, and I just say flat shader brush, and it's kind of a funny story because it doesn't have a brand. I was probably 10, and I was at Fred Meyer's, and I wanted an eyeshadow brush because I'd seen in like a little beauty book. You know how you can buy like those little, like, how to do makeup for the first time sort of books. So I had bought one of those when I was literally 10 years old, and they were talking about brushes for eyeshadow, and I was like, okay, I need an eyeshadow brush, and I had no idea about any brands. I hadn't discovered YouTube Beauty Gurus or anything. I went into Fred Meyer, and I grabbed the first thing I saw, and this is the best brush that I own. It is the best eyeshadow brush in my entire collection, and it's so funny because I swear it was maybe $2. I mean, it was so ridiculously cheap. I don't even know what kind of hair it is. And it's just, I love it. It gives me really even application. There's been no fallout of the bristles whatsoever since I bought it. And that was almost 5 years ago, I guess, if I was 10. So yeah, I mean, if you see something that looks like it could be good quality, go for it, regardless of whether it has a brand on it or not, or it's $2 or $15 or whatever. The other eyeshadow I'm going to use is MAC Mulch, and this is literally my favorite eyeshadow right now. It's just this dark brown with a little bit of shimmer to it, barely anything, detectable, but I really love it just for putting in my crease really, really quickly. It just gives you the nicest subtle depth. And I'm going to use my MAC 224 brush, which I really like for blending in shadows in my crease. I'm just going to tap a little bit of this on the point of the brush and blend it out through my crease and outer corner. So that's all I did for the eyeshadow, just 2 products, and I really feel like it gives me a nice depth but nothing complicated, and it's just not complicated to do, just period. I really like how it brings out kind of my eyes, like it gives me nice shape and definition, but at the same time it doesn't look overdone at all. So that is the look that I wear a lot for school. Next, I'm going to use the MAC Eye Pencil in Coffee. I got this very recently, and I really, really love it. It's just a brown pencil liner, and I've never tried a pencil liner from MAC before, and I really, really like this. I feel like it glides on very, very easily, and I've actually never tried a brown liner before, now that I think of it, and it's very, very subtle. I like it a lot better than black liners with certain looks. I still love black liners, but with certain eyeshadows, I feel like this is just a better bet. And the dark brown of this liner, the coffee color, is very, very nice on my eye color. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I really, really like it. And I've actually heard about it from a few other beauty gurus before. So I love this, and I'm just going to draw a pretty thin line, just sticking pretty close to my lash line here, on my top lash line to start with. I'm also going to take a little bit of this on my bottom lash line, just on the outer half. So you can see I just sort of smudged it a little bit with my finger, just to make it a little bit sort of smudgier, smokier, I guess. But I really like how this liner, again, it's really, really easy to blend. It's not going to smear all over the place. It's not like it doesn't stay in place once you put it on, but it's not something that's really, really tough to get anywhere. So I really, really like this liner, and I definitely like to try out more eye pencil liners by MAC. So this is going to be no surprise, but I'm going to use my Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express Mascara. I will never try any other mascara. If you've been watching my videos for very long, you know that this is like the only mascara I ever use. I try other ones because I think that I'll like other mascaras, and I'm always disappointed. I love how long this makes my lashes. I love how black it makes my lashes. It's just the perfect mascara for me. I would recommend it to anybody, and I don't think that you ever need to spend more than, I guess, how much is it, like $7 for this mascara? Just don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need a $20 mascara. Go to Target and bring a coupon and get some Maybelline mascara, and you will be fine. I've gotten some comments asking me why I don't curl my lashes in videos, and the reason is my lashes are naturally very long and pretty curly, and for a long time I would religiously curl my lashes before I applied mascara, and I realized that it didn't do anything for me. Like, my lashes were naturally curly, and I gained nothing by curling them. Nothing happened. Like, it wasn't that my curler was bad, it wasn't that my mascara wasn't holding the curl, it was that when I curled them, nothing happened because there was no way for them to get any curlier. So, I don't curl my lashes, but I guess if you have very straight lashes, like my mom has lashes that literally grow straight out, I would recommend trying to curl your lashes with a nice curler, but I can't really offer advice to that because I don't need to. And I guess, nobody needs to, but if you want to curl your lashes, I mean, that's up to you. But for some people, your lashes literally aren't going to do anything. Like, your lashes are just naturally curly, and if you're getting disappointed by your lash curler, that might be the thing. Your lashes just don't get any curlier than they already are. Before I fill in my brows, I always like to brush them out with a little spoolie, so that's just what this is. It basically looks like a mascara wand, and you can just pick these up at any Sephora. They have them at the little stations where they do your makeup, and you can just grab a couple. They're just little cheap spoolie things. They don't, nothing, you don't have to buy them. But what you can also do is if you finish up a mascara, you can wash off the wand, as long as it's not a spoon wand like the Falsies is. If you have like a CoverGirl mascara, for instance, I think most of them are regular wands that are full all the way around. You can wash that off and use that as your spoolie, and that will work totally well. But basically what it does, it just combs the hairs into place so that they're not going all over the place. I like to fill in my brows with a little angled liner brush. This one's from Sephora. And the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in, I think this is Brunette? Yeah, Brunette / dark brown. I use the dark brown color because my lashes are very dark, my brow hairs are very dark despite the fact that my hair is pretty light. That's another question that I've gotten recently too, is are my hair, like is my head hair and is my brow hair my natural color? Yes, I've never dyed my real hair and I've never dyed my brows either. I know some people tint their brows and I've never gotten that done. I think it just runs in my family to have darker brows than your head hair, I guess. But apparently it's a thing that most people have the exact same color brows as hair, which I never realized until people started asking me, like, do you dye your hair? And I was like, no, why would you think that? And they were like, well, because it's different colors. And I was like, well, I don't match. Oops. While we're on the subject of questions that I get asked, I've actually gotten quite a few questions that I guess I just haven't addressed, and I guess I might as well just talk to you guys while I'm doing this because I'm just playing on my brows. Do I wax my eyebrows? Yes, not me personally. I go and get them waxed. I'm not brave enough to apply wax to my brows and rip it off because I'm afraid that I would like rip off a chunk of my brows. I'm not up for that. So I do go to an Aveda spa, and I really, really like the people there, and I really feel like they're all very professional and everything. And I get my brows waxed, not super shaped, but they do grow quite a bit. I have very large brows naturally, so I do need to get them waxed and get them maintained. But that's pretty much all I do, just keep them kind of in check. So that's my finished makeup look for today. I hope you guys enjoyed sort of the process of me trying out some of these new products and talking to you guys about some questions that I've gotten lately. If you have any questions for me that you'd like me to answer in a video, maybe I'll do a Q&A video because I have gotten quite a bit of just random questions that maybe I should just put together instead of talking to you guys while I'm doing something else. I don't know. If you do have questions, leave them in the comments below and I would be happy to answer. I try to answer to comments, just reply directly to comments as much as I can, but sometimes I'll get a repeat of the same question a bunch of times and it would just make more sense to do a video on it. So if you guys want or need a Q&A video, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know kind of what you're wondering and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys are having a really good day and I'll talk to you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!